My question to you in this video is, how do you sharpen the mind to get ready for the day? How do you prep and get ready? Are you doing this? Couple things here you want to take an inventory on is number one, do you wake up in the morning and hit the snooze button a couple times before you get up? 1, 2, 5, 7, 10. We've all fall to the snooze button. I know I have. I know many others have. Are you if you're doing that, that's the first thing we want to divorce from. Because when you snooze, what you're telling to the universe is that sleep is more important than anything else you have to do. Now, don't get me wrong. Sleep is critical. You need sleep. I'm big on sleep. I don't buy into this work 18, 20 hours a day, sleep 3 to 4 hours, 5 hours. The less sleep you get, the more successful you are. That's a bunch of garbage, in my opinion, because you're going to end up being burned out. I don't care. You're going to have to depend on external sources to fill in the gaps, which eventually you may be able to do that for 3 years, a year, 5 years, 10 years. But eventually you're going to burn out and catch yourself in a bad situation, worse than where it is. So how do you, in that aspect, sleep is important, but then how do you break away from the snoozing, right? It's a simple thing of just, first step is going to be just freaking get up. Just say, oh, but phone went off, time to get up. How many times do you wake up before the alarm goes off? And then you're like, I'm going to lay here for a little bit before the alarm goes, right? These are all the same things, and we all fall for that. So how do you do that? That's the first thing. The second thing then is, well, what do you do to prep? Are you just getting up, having your coffee or your tea or whatever you have in the morning, a cup of water, whatever it is, and then you're just like, all right, I'm going to go to work or get ready for work? Do you wake up and give yourself time to have sacred space? I call this in the morning, I have at least about a 45 minutes to an hour of sacred space where it's divine, the destined time for me to get ready, to reconnect with my vision, visualize, do some visualization work, meditate, do some breath work, right? I do make my tea, and I do enjoy my tea as I do this. And it's something that I do to really prep myself for the day. What is the things that I want to see happen for my day? I think about my vision and my dreams, and I let my imagination run, and I let my imagination run for the day. This is stuff I do every 45 minutes to an hour. And it gets me prepped. It gets my mind sharp because meditation increases your focus and productivity. So I do that. If you're more of just getting up, having your coffee, hurrying to get some food, everything feels like a rush. Your life's going to be that way. And you're going to end up, because you're going to train the mind. And once you do that, you're going to be reactive in this way. You're going to connect the way the nervous system is going to adapt to your life is this is going to be a normal habit. And then you're going to be like, oh, I can't rest. I don't have 10 minutes. I can't take time for myself, because you've conditioned the mind that programs your life to create that. And now all of a sudden you're going to fulfill that, because ego is all about picking up patterns to keep you moving forward. And so it's all about picking up these patterns to allow you to say, hey, this is what's been norm. This is what we've been doing. This is life. So this is what we can expect, right? It's always looking for patterns and seeing how life is, and then letting you know that's what it is. This is good for survival purposes, but it's easy to put you in a trap and think this is how life is. And this is why some people create these belief systems off that, which is not good. So do you take time to, in the morning, for yourself, a half hour, 45 minutes? If not, that's something you're going to want to incorporate in your life. It is a game changer. I'm telling you, I've done this years and years ago, and I wish someone taught me this and taught me all the importance behind it and the neurological benefits and how it helps me prep myself to have high energy, have high zest. This is why when I look at the year, I probably have maybe out of the year 5 to 10 bad days. And what a bad day means is my mind's just not in the right place. I may be down a little bit. I let a lot of things get to me. And really, it's just me not doing the work to support myself. But it only lasts like maybe a couple hours, if that. The longest I ever had in the last year was only about 6 hours. And so there's no BS here. And the reason why is because I do this kind of work consistently every single day. So number one, are you hitting the snooze button? Number two, do you have sacred space? And number three, this is something I don't do, just to be transparent, but this is something that I would highly recommend, especially if it's hard for you to find time to get some sort of movement, some sort of exercise. It doesn't have to be a full workout. It doesn't have to be like a CrossFit workout or something like that. It could be just brain exercises, right? Coordination, a little bit of yoga. What do you do for movement in the morning? And you can do this any way you can, especially if it's hard for you, like, I'm not going to do it in the morning, but I'll do it in the afternoon. And then the afternoon comes and you're like, I don't feel like doing this, so I'm going to go into the night, evening, and so forth. But you also want to find what time works best for you. For me, I schedule my workouts in the afternoon. Even though a lot of my mentors and a lot of people I follow, they all work out 4 or 5 in the morning. Kudos to them. I like to go into a workout feeling like I got my you-know-what kicked. I want to be able to put it all into the tape, leave it all under the weights and just challenge myself and feel exhausted. And I gave my 100%. In the mornings, I don't have that as much. And so if you want to learn a little tip about this, find out what your chronotype is. Just Google, what's my chronotype? And you'll get all the information, take a quiz, and you'll know where you are. And it kind of helps guide you on how you work a little bit. But this is the 3 things. If you're not getting yourself prepped, now why these are critically important is because 1, like I said earlier, you hit the snooze, sleep's more important than what your vision and your dreams and what you want to do for the world. Number 2, if you're not sharpening the mind, you allow distractions to come into your life a lot easier. So it loses focus, it loses productivity, which makes you lose your vision, your dreams, your imagination. It makes it harder to attract that. And then the things you do, whatever successful person you're following or a mentor or whatever, those things you do that they tell you to get success won't work because this isn't right. And number 3, you got to keep your body as sharp as a weapon. And the reason why is because your body is always taking on stress. There's gravitational forces and other forces of life that play a role on the body. And you want to make sure that you're challenging your body to keep it young, keep it fit. I'm not saying to have a 6-pack. I'm not saying to go run a 5K in under 20 minutes or a 5-minute mile or lift double your body weight. If you like that, great. But all you have to do is make sure you're just moving the body because it's good for the brain. It keeps your brain sharp and so many other factors that come with that. And so these are the 3 elements. If you don't have these things, these are just the minimum. In my programs and my coaching programs that I do, we recommend way more than that. But here is just the basics of what I recommend to help you level up. Because if you take care of you, your vibration rises, right? You feel better. You have more energy. You show up being a better version of you. Now, when you show up being a better version of you, here's the question. Are you going to be better in your marriage or your relationship? Or your relationship with your family and your friends? Absolutely. Are you going to make more money because of that? Because you're showing up being a better version of you? Absolutely. Is your business and career going to start to rise? Absolutely. Are you going to have better physical health and better mental health? Absolutely. And you're going to be more on fire and more on passion, be more purposeful in what you do every single day because you have better focus and productivity? Absolutely. You see, you have to focus on you and then build the elements from there, because if we can help support in all avenues and help you level up in your life from the internal and keep all the works and how the body works and how the mind works and do those types of things, then the external will follow suit. That's why the greatest in anything, the greatest people in the world, any sport, you name it, are phenomenal at what they do, not because of what they do in the light when the spotlight's on them, but what they do in the dark when nobody's watching. That's the key to massive success, in my opinion, to help prep you every single day. So if you don't have a rhythm, do one at a time. Build one, then after one, you build another, after another, you build another. Because if you do these kind of things, you will show up being better every single day, which then is going to create a domino effect in every area of your life. And if you need help with these type of things and you want to help level up in your life and learn how to incorporate these things and the whys and all the stuff that we can create alignment with, just DM me alignment and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. We can go from there. Appreciate you guys as always. And until next time, keep rocking and rolling.